Tensions are escalating in the Middle East as Israel threatens to escalate attacks against Hezbollah in Lebanon. This situation has become increasingly volatile, and understanding the nuances is crucial. Following an Israeli airstrike that resulted in the deaths of 4 individuals, as reported by the Lebanese Health Ministry, the threat of increased military action looms large. Despite the ceasefire agreement established in November 2024, Israeli forces maintain a presence in 5 areas within southern Lebanon and continue to conduct regular strikes. Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz has directly accused the Lebanese government of inaction, specifically regarding the disarmament of Hezbollah. He stated, "Hezbollah is playing with fire, and the president of Lebanon is dragging his feet." Katz further emphasized that Israel would continue and even intensify its enforcement to prevent any threats to its northern residents. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, confirmed their involvement in the overnight airstrike in southern Lebanon, which targeted and killed 4 members of Hezbollah's elite Radwan Force. The IDF stated that the strike eliminated the unit's logistics chief, who was involved in weapon transfers and the restoration of terror infrastructure. The other 3 men killed were also members of the Radwan Force, and were allegedly in violation of the ceasefire. Lebanese media identified the deceased as Jawad Jaber, Hadi Hamid, Abdullah Kahil, and Muhammad Kahil. But here's where it gets controversial. Hezbollah, which is backed by Iran, has faced significant setbacks due to over a year of conflict with Israel. However, the group remains armed and financially stable. In September 2024, Israel targeted and killed Hezbollah's longtime chief Hassan Nasrallah, along with several other senior leaders. Under the terms of the U.S.-brokered truce in November, Lebanon committed to allowing only state security forces to bear arms, effectively calling for Hezbollah's complete disarmament. Since then, Beirut has faced growing pressure from the U.S., Saudi Arabia, and Hezbollah's domestic rivals to enforce this pledge. According to Lebanese army sources, security forces have depleted their explosives detonating Hezbollah arms caches. The army is trying to uphold the November agreement without sparking domestic tensions. Hezbollah, once the dominant political and military force in Lebanon, was weakened by last year's war, which resulted in the deaths of thousands of its fighters and Nasrallah. The conflict also caused the deaths of over 1,100 women and children and devastated large areas of southern and eastern Lebanon. Hezbollah has publicly committed to the ceasefire, refraining from attacks on Israel, and not opposing the seizure of unmanned weapons caches in the south. And this is the part most people miss. However, the group insists that the disarmament clause only applies to southern Lebanon, and has hinted at the possibility of renewed conflict if Israel expands its actions. On Thursday, Israeli ground troops conducted another deadly raid into southern Lebanon, prompting Lebanese President Joseph Aoun to order the army to confront such incursions. Aoun had previously proposed talks with Israel in mid-October, following the U.S. president's role in brokering a ceasefire in Gaza. However, Aoun later accused Israel of responding to his offer by intensifying its airstrikes. What do you think? Do you believe that the current situation is likely to escalate further? Are there any potential solutions that you see on the horizon? Share your thoughts in the comments below.